Okay, so now we want to create the actual geometry for this thing, and trust me, this is going to be a whole lot of fun. No sarcasm in that statement at all. Check this out. So first thing that I'll need to do is create a plane. I'm going to make it normal to this curve at this point by using those two items as my inputs for the plane. Now I'll create a new sketch, and the sketch on that plane is just going to be a simple circle, nothing complicated at all. We'll add a dimension to that circle, and I'm going to make it 0.75 millimeters. Why not? This is just, you know, choose whatever size you think is appropriate. If you want to be realistic, go for it. I'm just throwing something in there that looks right. I'm going to do a swept surface, and I'm going to sweep it, or I should say a swept solid. I'll be sweeping it along this curve that we created. And up here, it looks real good, right? But then I click OK. Sweep resulted in topologically invalid body. Well, let's look around, see what the problem might be. And if we zoom down here to the very bottom, we're going to find that this spline that we created is not so hot. So here's the thing about splines in SOLIDWORKS. When you use the control vertices, those big yellow points, it's actually a backward way of creating a spline in SOLIDWORKS. It might seem to NURBS aficionados like the control vertices would be the cleanest way to work with a spline. And I agree that they are the best way to work with a spline. However, SOLIDWORKS doesn't use control vertices as its primary mathematical constraint on here. It's actually interpolating the location of those points based on these points along the spline. And so it can create some nasty stuff. In this case, we've created a curve that is not wanting to play nice with our swept geometry. And so, unfortunately, we have some work to do. So let's edit this sketch again, and let's just delete that spline. We'll just get rid of it. Let's just do this again. Unfortunately, that's just the way it's going to be. And then we'll go to, I don't know, let's grab our right plane and hit Control 8 so that we're looking normal to it. And then zoom way on in here. Now let's try this again, but this time we're going to use rational geometry instead of a spline, just to make sure that this works well. So let's come in here, draw a line that goes straight through here. That looks good. We'll draw a, let's do a 3-point arc. There, and there. Something like that. And then we'll draw another line. These do not have to be tangent continuous, fortunately. So I'm not setting any tangency or anything. We're just putting in some stuff that looks right. Once again, this is all cosmetic, so it doesn't matter. And then we'll grab, let's see, do one last one that's going to imply that we're going back inside here. That should work for us, I think. Let's go rotate around here. That looks good. I'm going to move this off to the side a bit on the other end. We can move this one off to the side a bit as well. That looks good. So we have a little bit of twist going on there. That looks nice. Exit. And now let's try that again. We'll go back up here to the top. Let's run our sweep tool. We're going to sweep this along that. Click OK. Keep our fingers crossed. And pazoom! Huzzah! We have our very first string. Obviously, we've got some adjusting to do because clearly the string isn't in the right place. But friends, we are getting real darn close.